Hi, I'm Randy Donley, and it's Friday for our weekend podcast. So here we go. We've got a lot to show you today. But what I wanted to do is just kind of slow down and mention some of the stuff that we've got coming up, like our April auction isn't advertised at all yet. One of the reasons being I'm still kind of putting it together. You know, what I like to do here is themed auctions. I always like to, do whether it's a military auction, slot machines, Petroliana. But when we pick up merchandise, everything isn't necessarily fitting into those themes. So we end up with a lot of, I'm going to call it residue, stuff that doesn't get into auctions. It's good, it's interesting, but it doesn't fit into a themed auction. So now all of a sudden, we've got to kind of, what we do, call it clear the decks, so to speak. Everything that gets pushed aside because it doesn't fit into one of the themes still needs to be sold. So I've got an April auction coming up that that's going to be just that. It's a kitchen sink, everything. No, that's not a kitchen sink, is it? What do they call that when they throw everything into the stew pot? I don't know. But
stone soup.
But it's anything and everything. It's just an eclectic auction of stuff. So we're going to walk through a little bit today and show you some of those things. I want to remind everybody I'm sitting at the license plate auction. That's coming up. So go to donleyauctions.com so you can see the auctions coming up. License plates is the first one coming up. Then we've got a military auction online already. You can see that. And the military auction, I have to say, is one of our actually better military auctions. It's one man's collection out of the Chicago area here. And he collected, he wasn't a target collector. Sometimes guys collect only daggers, only patches, only helmets. This man collected whatever he liked. He would meet veterans, he would buy things from them and collect them. And all of his stuff has stories with it, has provenance with it. And it's really an interesting auction of military relics. So take the time to look because it's a lot of stuff. And it's a lot of interesting stuff, not like a normal military auction. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's good. You definitely want to see that. And then, of course, we're going to talk today. I had mentioned in one of our last podcasts that we were going to tell you the whole story behind the Orange Garden sign. So you'll see more about that today, too. So at any rate, I'm going to put my coat on now, and Karin and I are going to take a walk around and show you some of the things that'll be coming up in April. Hand me that camera once. Don't turn it off. Just hand that to me. Okay, because okay, you can't show the light like that. Okay, so I can't see you in here, but I assume I'm getting you right. Okay, because Karin here is our videographer. She puts these podcasts together, and she doesn't get the credit that she should. And walk over here, and who else is here? Ryan. Who works right alongside with her, getting footage and everything. And these two do a great job on this podcast, but they don't get on it. So, from time to time. So I like to show them so you get to see who's the real brains behind our podcast. Here's more goodies. You saw us working in Chicago, in that big building, pulling merchandise out. This I'd like to get out of here today. Well, here's where the toys have ended up coming up also in April. So from here, all these toys have to get what we first say is grouped. They have to be put together. If it's a single item, that's great because it's valuable enough, but very often we have to put 3, 4, 5 items together to make it worth enough to make it a lot. So they get grouped, then they get described, then they go to photography, and then they'll go out onto the auction hall and get ready, for lotting. We lot everything then, and bye-bye. It goes to auction. Somebody else will own this all soon enough. Okay, here is a typical, for lack of better words, storage area. When items don't make it into one of our auctions, it ends up in the dark hole. These rooms that we have around where everything gets tagged with a consigner number, so we know who owns all this merchandise. So, but if it didn't make it into an auction, it ends up in here. So, and sometimes if stuff didn't sell in an auction, it ends up in here, but it has to be cleaned out also. It can't live here. So, so this is one area that's going to be cleaned out in April coming up. Again, I'm just trying to show you because I don't have an auction set up yet to go online, so I want you to know this is coming up. Okay. More stuff. More stuff. More stuff. And of course, more stuff. And of course, more items for auction. It's just stuff that comes in and it's just gotta go. So that's what April is the gotta go sale. Got to go. And don't forget the Wild West Town. The Wild West Town is being auctioned off this summer. All the contents from the Wild West Town, which has been here since 1973. Oh my God, 50 years of fun for kids and families coming to an end. We're having a big sale here this year, so stay tuned with our podcast and go to DonleyAuctions.com so you know when that sale is coming up, because it's going to be for sure this summer.
Hi, we made it to Madame Zuzu's in Highland Park.
Here we are at Zuzu's.
There it is. Come on, we're gonna take a little walkabout around this way real quick, and then we're gonna tell you why we're here.
I said in one of my earlier podcasts that it would be a continuing secret, so now you'll understand.
That's right.
We're going to be doing more remote locations, by the way. These are so fun to do when we're going out. We're actually planning a road trip. We were going to now show everybody how some of the things that we've sold, like some of the big signs, the new locations. That's going to be fun.
Stay tuned for that. Don't say anything.
Where we sold them, at the auction, and now the new locations. How cool.
Where they are now.
Yeah.
This is a tea shop. Not only a tea shop, it's a cafe. They have food options here. Everything here is gluten-free, vegan, plant-based. Look at, they have a vinyl store where you can buy some. These are probably, oh look at, this will give you a little bit of a clue. Who owns the place? Yes.
Pretty cool.
They have a vinyl store. They do private events here. They do music events and special shows, live music, all kinds of great stuff. So
again, Highland Park, Illinois.
Madame Zuzu's.
Okay.
All right, so we ordered some tea. We're going to come around this way.
I've already ordered because I couldn't wait. They serve breakfast all day. That's all I need to hear. Breakfast all day, I'm in.
I'm just not sure Randy knows it's all plant-based, so we'll see. See his little surprise. Okay, so Randy, tell them why we're here today.
Okay, also fun stuff for sale. Look at, here's a good buy. Pace dollar slot machine, only $900. That's a good bargain. Matter of fact, I probably should buy that and put it in the auction, but I'll let you have the buy. Madame Zuzu's, Highland Park, $900. It's a steal.
They have merchandise for sale, t-shirts and hats and all kinds of great stuff.
Okay, and Susan said, I get to expose why we're here. Well, there, the chop suey sign from the Orange Garden restaurant in Chicago. How cool is this? We always talk about having the auction, showing you us selling it, and then where these items end up. Many times in man caves, private collections and everything. And here, this sign is back on display in a Chicago area business.
Right, it was on Irving Park Road, near Damon and the Irving Park subway station. So that's where the restaurant is located.
Orange Garden's still in business.
Orange Garden's still in business. It's started in
so
1936. It's been around for, do the math, 90 years?
Well, 89 years, right?
89
Isn't it
years.
1936?
1936, yes. So, here's the story. You want me to start from the beginning? I'll start from the beginning.
Susan's got the story.
Well, first of all, I think we should say who the story's about.
Okay.
Okay? Billy Corgan, the lead singer, he was originally the bass guitarist for Smashing Pumpkins. I'm sure you've all heard of them. Chicago's greatest bands. Opened up this place in 2001, I believe. Is that correct? 2001. We'll have to check my dates on that one, Ryan, okay? They opened up this, actually my notes are right here. 2012.
It's so cool, isn't it?
Good thing it's unfiltered, right? 2012. 2012 it opened. And while they were building this place out and everything, Billy Corgan and his now wife, Chloe, went to a Cubs game and they were walking down Irving Park Road and she said, honey, what is it that I can get you for your birthday this year? Because it's coming up, his birthday's March 16th. So this is actually very good timing. March 16th is his birthday. And she said, what can I get you for your birthday? He goes, how about that sign right there? They stopped and she said, that's impossible. How am I supposed to buy you that sign? So little did we know that he actually wrote a song called Impossible that's on the Tonight Tonight album if you're a Smashing Pumpkins fan. And
is the title actually Impossible, or is that part of the lyrics?
It's part of the lyrics in the song Tonight Tonight.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, part of the lyrics. Thank you for correcting me on that one. And I guess she saw it up for auction. She saw it up for auction.
Right. And
was determined to get the sign. He had no idea. I guess it was a surprise. She comes to Donley Auctions, and what year was that? 2020. Oh, what year was it?
I don't know, 2022 maybe?
April of 2022, and we did Chicago Joe's.
Chicago Joe's auction. We've already talked to you about that.
Right.
So during the Chicago Joe's auction, when we were getting it ready, we went down the block further down Irving Park and would eat lunch at the Chinese restaurant. We noticed that the Orange Garden sign was not working. And we asked the owner, any chance you want to sell the sign? And he said he would. He gave us a price he'd like to get for it. And we said, well, we're doing Chicago Joe's right down the block. The same time we're doing that auction, we'll mention that we're going to sell the sign down the block, which we did at the Chicago Joe's auction.
That's right.
Little did we know that
who was bidding on it.
Billy wanted this sign.
So Chloe came to the auction. She was on a mission. She was determined. She stood there with her arm up the entire time. She's on her phone. She's working. She's busy. When we're auctioning off the sign, she wasn't moving. Her hand was up the entire time, determined to get this sign for Billy, which she did.
And there it is.
And there it is.
But right now, what's our next item? Is
Orange Garden, double-sided.
right down the block, the Orange Garden chop suey sign. Best chop suey, best Chinese food in the neighborhood. Wow. We eat there every day since we've been here. Okay, start us at. How about 4,000? 17,000 bid, 18 to go, bid it at 18, 18 where, bid it at 18, all in, all done. Sold at 17,000 right here in the room. And will it be staying in Chicago? Highland Park, fabulous.
So he had it all fixed and restored. It's beautiful.
So it's
looks
still
great.
in Chicago.
Yeah. So that's the story there. So that was kind of the beginning of how it all came about.
So,
I know.
So now I have ordered a breakfast sandwich that I can't wait to eat.
Let's go see
So I'll give you a report on the food in just a minute.
So is this the first time you guys saw it lit up?
Yes.
Live, yeah. It was never lit up
I was
before.
going to say, since you said it was broken, you've never seen it lit up.
Never saw it lit. And the gentleman that owned it said, obviously it was expensive to get it fixed. And I think at the time he might have been arguing with the city over the fact that this hung over the sidewalk. They wanted special insurance policies and everything, which I guess is understandable. So there was an issue going on. So the timing was perfect. This sign had never been for sale since 1936. And then the one time, that one weekend that it's for sale, the right person who wanted this sign, Billy had said for years, since he was a kid, he knew this sign and he always wanted it. Who's to know? And so Chloe, his wife, bought it for him for his birthday. Just the coolest story. I love it.
That's right. I also want to mention too, at Madame Zuzu's, because it's Billy's birthday on March 16th of this year, they're going to be doing a St. Patrick's Day event. I think it's during their high tea time from 2 to 4. You have to make reservations, but they're going to have live Irish music and all kinds of great stuff happening. So make sure you come out to Madame Zuzu's the weekend of St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, does that look good?
People. And
Okay.
You do know everything's plant-based, right?
he does now.
Yes.
Okay. Just
I told him, I said, you're going to eat healthy.
First and foremost, my brother's a vegetarian. And he said to me, he said, so you're finally going to a decent restaurant.
I know, right? You're going to love it.
So here we go.
Okay. Plant-based. Good stuff. If you want to eat healthy, come out to Madame Zuzu's for sure.
This is pretty freaking good.
Here's a little fun fact.
Excellent.
The Smashing Pumpkins were featured in an episode of The Simpsons. If
Really?
you want to Google that, yeah, they did some kind of musical thing on The Simpsons.
What a fun place. I bet. So they have a stage here, so they've got dancing and
They
everything?
have live music. Live music.
They left it empty, ready for Susan.
Yeah.
They said they wanted to make sure Susan had enough space
Yeah, it's
to
a little
line
sticky
dance.
for dancing, but I can fix that up in no time. This is a perfect place for line dancing, let me tell you.
Boy, is it
My
ever.
people would love this, yeah.
Good location for that, too.
I'd like to introduce Allison. She's the Director of Operations here at Madame Zuzu's, and she has some information for me because I was incorrect. Tell them a little bit about Billy's birthday.
Hi, so I'm Allison. I'm the Director of Operations, and Billy's birthday is actually on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, but we're celebrating on Sunday because it's easier for everyone to come out on the weekend. So if
That's
you can,
right.
we'd love to see you.
So they need to make reservations, and
Yes.
it's from 2 to 4 on
Correct.
just the 16th.
Correct.
Okay.
We have 2 one-hour time slots for an afternoon tea, and you'll get a special tower with treats. Some of them are green for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my
And
gosh.
you get 2 pots of tea, so yeah, it'd be great
Okay.
to have you join us.
Wow, okay. Do you have the phone number where they make reservations, or do you want to just have them
Oh,
go
it's
online?
on Eventbrite, yeah.
On Eventbrite, on their website at Madame Zuzu's.
Yeah.
All right, so go online, make reservations, and say happy birthday to Billy for us. Thank you, Allison. So another thing I want to mention is that Billy Corgan has his own podcast as well. Check it out. It's called The Magnificent Others. And I think he has 3 episodes so far. I watched one of them that just came out. He was interviewing Sharon Osbourne. They were talking about Ozzy. So he mainly sits down in a beautiful room. I don't know where he's located. And he's all dressed up in like a magnificent suit and tie. He just looks fabulous. And he has conversations with highly successful, extraordinary people. Check out his podcast. It's called The Magnificent Others. He did do Gene Simmons, Sharon Osbourne, and then the guy from Rage of the Machine.
So if you know of any cool stuff, neon signs, porcelain signs, Petroliana, you name it, what do
Neon
they do?
signs would be great. We did
We're always looking for more.
Oh my gosh, especially cool stuff like that. So what you want to do is email us at consign@donleyauctions.com. Send us some pictures, a little bit of information on it, and we'll give you a call for sure.
So for now, I'm Randy,
I'm Susan.
and we'll see you at the auction.